Hi friends, welcome to another Reddit Rev episode. Please subscribe and hit that like button if you're enjoying the content, and please share it with your friends if you can. I'd really appreciate it. Also, please leave me a comment to let me know what you think of the episode. Now let's get started with today's stories.
Hey Reddit Rev, I've got a great story for you guys tonight, so enjoy. Torn between two lovers, how one man resolved his steamy dilemma. April 2020. In April 2020, during the lockdown, I started talking to a girl named Lana on a Discord server. Though she had a boyfriend, we flirted and talked about everything, even sexual topics. This continued for several months. Later in June, I met another girl on the same server named Taylor. She lived in the area where I used to live and had a great personality with a good sense of humor. Initially, I considered my relationship with Taylor to be strictly platonic. However, when I visited her city to assist my sister with moving, Taylor and I decided to hang out. During our time together, I showed her some of my favorite spots around the city. To my surprise, she booked us a hotel room and things escalated from there. Ultimately, we agreed to be exclusive and remained committed to each other despite living in different states. During Taylor's Tinder phase, I let her hang out with other guys as friends. One time she went out with a guy who asked if she wanted to have sex with him via text message. She informed me about the requests he made. I became upset when she responded with maybe another time, or something similar. We argued about it and her friend suggested that she apologize to me. Although I quickly moved on from the situation, she ended things with the guy and felt like she had dumped him. February 2021. I was talking to Lana as friends, even though she had just broken up with her boyfriend, and was feeling lonely, sad, anxious, and depressed. She had reached out to me for emotional support. Over time, Lana started to become more forward and sexual, sending me snaps and asking for phone sex. However, I didn't engage in phone sex with her since I was still with Taylor and visiting her for her birthday weekend. Nonetheless, I continued to be very flirty. March 2021. Lana and I began engaging in sexual activities over the phone every night, except during her period. May 2021. Since the rest of our family moved out of state, I moved to the same city where my sister and Taylor lived. I wanted to go back to school, work, and assist my sister. As I spent more time with Taylor, we eventually became a couple in July. One day, she lent me her laptop for school and gave me permission to browse through it. Although I didn't intend to invade her privacy, I couldn't resist my curiosity and took a video at her Google Photos. To my surprise, I found nude photos of her previous partners and a video of her and her most recent ex having sex. I was really angry and decided to delete all the pictures of that kind of content. I never confronted her about it, and even though I felt uneasy, I pretended like everything was normal throughout the relationship. July 2021. I asked Taylor to be my girlfriend, but I am also continuing to talk to Lana and engage in phone sex with her based on what I found on her laptop. I'm trying to have a normal relationship with Taylor during the day, but at night I talk to Lana. This has been going on for months. March 2022. One night after attending a concert with Taylor, Lana called me but I didn't answer. When Taylor asked who it was, I said I didn't know. Later, when I was on the phone with Taylor and didn't respond, she would accuse me of talking to another woman. At the end of the month, I fell asleep and Lana called much later than usual. I got a phone call from Lana who was upset about a Twitter account I had. The account had me following certain celebrities as well as someone named Taylor. Lana threatened to tell my sister and other close people if I didn't come clean. Instead of agreeing, I decided to tell Taylor myself. I drove to her house and confessed about talking to another girl while we were supposed to be exclusive. I used to talk to this girl after I finished talking to Taylor on the phone. This confession was important because Taylor had been cheated on 3 times before. I had the choice to break things off with the other girl, but didn't because Lana gave me more sexual attention than Taylor. Taylor wasn't very interested in having sex, and when we did, it was very basic. After confessing everything to Taylor, a week passes and she chooses to stay in the relationship because she still sees that we are a good match. I stopped communicating with Lana after feeling guilty about my actions. Since Taylor and I want to work on things, we decided to journal every other week to help us mend our relationship and attend therapy to figure out how to move forward. This went on for approximately a year. My relationship with Taylor had improved, but I still hadn't spoken to Lana at that time. Taylor and I traveled together, even going to Cancun in December of 2022. Our relationship has become serious, prompting us to examine our expenses. I am currently $10,000 in debt due to school and still pursuing a degree in computer science. I shared a Google Sheets form with Taylor, but she became anxious and worried about our future financial prospects. We had a journal session to discuss her concerns, but my patience is wearing thin as I'm doing my best to secure a better future for us. I articulated that if someone truly loves their partner, they should be able to trust and support them, even if it means letting go of their fear and doubts. When I repeated a saying I heard from my ex's sister, my girlfriend thought I was breaking up with her. We didn't talk for a week, but then we had dinner and dessert together and talked about everything. She kept asking me what I was thinking, but I wasn't thinking anything in particular. Taylor ultimately decided that we should break up, and I didn't react. I walked her to her door, and then we started kissing, and I said I love you. However, 2 days later, she sent me a text ending our relationship. The news hit me hard, and I began to grieve. So I decided to take some time away for myself and went back to live with my parents. March 2023. I traveled by plane to visit my parents in another state, where my friends picked me up from the airport. While I was getting into the car, I received a phone call from a number from a different state that I recognized. I replied to the text and informed them that I had just landed and it would take me an hour to get home. I asked if I could call them back then. After arriving home, I didn't end up calling them myself, but they called me an hour later. It was Lana who was calling. I received a message from an intoxicated acquaintance who accused me of contacting her despite me having a girlfriend. However, we hadn't spoken in a year, and I clarified that I'm currently single. She abruptly ended the call. After 2 days, she reached out to me in tears, explaining that she had ended things with the guy she was seeing. Since then, we have been talking regularly and even sleeping on the phone with each other, but our conversations have been purely platonic.
I hope you enjoyed our video. It's always a pleasure creating these stories, and if you liked what you saw, please take the time to show your support by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't already done so. Sharing with your friends is also greatly appreciated. Let me know in the comments section below what you think of our videos. I'm all ears. Be sure to check back soon for more original Reddit stories every day on Reddit Rev. Until then, stay awesome, my friend.